with some Luigi's Mansion by Saria. So I know that I've been looking forward to this run. I'm sure you guys have too. Before I hand on over, I'm just gonna kind of just say, don't forget to do that exclamation point donate. Take a look out at everything. We have hit all our incentives except for the ugly cry. If we can hit, about 400, I think we can go ahead and get that. So Saria, I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to you. Good luck. Have fun.
Yo, thanks. Alright, so this is Luigi's Mansion. I got my two commentators, Flauk and Splazer. What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up? How's it going?
So, yeah, this is Luigi's Mansion. I'm gonna let them probably do most of the talking. Because I want to focus a little bit. And this audio is kind of important, so I might have to, like, turn down my headset a little bit sometimes.
There can be quite a few audio cues, just in Luigi's Mansion in general, and quite a few different spots, especially when dealing with things like booze. Quickly before you start or anything, you have map glitch, right?
Oh yeah, I got map glitch.
All right, so there's a glitch in Luigi's Mansion where every single time you pick up a key, the mini map actually opens. That wastes time, and there's actually a way to disable it. By soft resetting on the same frame you open the map. I believe that's how it's done. And it saves around about 10 seconds, so that's just a thing you do before the run.
It's really helpful too, because now you don't have to wait for the mini map every single time you pick up a key, so it's kind of like just a go moment.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Alright, sorry.
I think we're ready to start. Do you want me to give a countdown?
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. So, as he's starting the run, you're gonna notice that the game is actually in Japanese. Japanese in the no out of bounds category saves around about 20 to 30 seconds. It's a little bit RNG dependent at quite a few points, but on average, that's where it saves. So here at the start, he goes into the parlor room, which has a long, unskippable cutscene.
And as you're gonna notice throughout the Japanese version, there's gonna be a certain tricks where you can't do in the English version, such as like you'll see in the future on the mouse hole.
Japanese exclusive that skips.
Yeah. So it'll save a little bit of time.
So, coming right in here, you can see him getting the first ghost. It's pretty easy. These are 10 HP ghosts, and because he's in the hidden mansion mode, which is indicated in the bottom right by that star, the vacuum is much more powerful in the hidden mansion mode. So you can see the ghosts getting sucked up very quickly.
Yeah, you'll notice when Sari's sucking up the ghost, he's gonna be pulling back on the joystick every 10 health. This is like the quickest way and the most optimal way to do it.
To see here with the purple puncher, he'll do it twice.
Yes. There you go. He's gonna go for these 2 doubles here. You're gonna notice he's gonna pull out the Game Boy Horror every now and then. That's just basically him skipping the ghost scare, or this scare animation. It could save time in certain places, but it can make setups for certain things a lot easier than it normally should.
Yeah, and you're gonna notice here he actually goes for singles rather than a double here. That is actually faster. A lot of people don't think that. It makes this next wave spawn faster. Obviously getting the ghost sooner.
Yeah, you're gonna see him push the garbage can ghost into the ghost, because the garbage can ghost actually don't hurt you once you walk into them, so it's very useful to push them into the ghosts to get the doubles.
It is indeed. So, you're gonna be going through here. We're gonna be heading over to Neville now. The first introduction of a portrait ghost. Portrait ghosts are ghosts that have large sums of health points. So you gotta really make sure that your suck-ups are tight and very well done. Neville is one of the easier portrait ghosts. And most portrait ghosts have a little puzzle with them. His puzzle is you just gotta look away from him until he shoots a book at you, and then you'll yawn. So I'm just get him real quick.
Yeah, each of the portrait ghosts are gonna have like their own different thing to get them on. As you'll see coming up from Lydia, he's gonna be pulling like a curtain to make her just go crazy and show her heart, so the leaves blow in her face to destroy her beautiness, according to her. So.
Yep. Here in the master bedroom with Lydia, this is one of the laggiest rooms in the mansion. That's a little known fact. It's because you can see behind him, you actually see Toad out the window crying. We don't talk to him because it wastes time, but because he's out there, it's loading 2 rooms at once, which just completely lags the game. Making Lydia one of the harder portrait ghosts to optimize, suck-up-wise.
Yeah, and you'll see a similar situation, not with 2 rooms, but in the future, like with Armory Room, it'll be extremely lag because of how much stuff is actually in that room. Yeah, we got Chauncey here, with he's gonna be throwing balls at Chauncey, which is start the cutscene, and as he goes throughout the Chauncey battle, you're gonna notice he's gonna get do things called ball catching. And what ball catching does is right when the ball is about to hit the ground, he's gonna go right up to it and he's gonna catch the ball so it lands right on his vacuum. So instead of waiting for it to bounce and just sit there, you just basically just line yourself up another way to get that ball catch and throw it right at Chauncey.
Yeah, the ball catches, they look pretty tricky, but there's some pretty consistent setups for them. Mistakes happen, though, even though we're not in the fight. So we're gonna hopefully see that. But entering the Chauncey fight, each of the boss ghosts actually have their own special little arena. So in Chauncey, you're fighting him in the crib. And you can see he's sending rocking horses.
And you're gonna notice, he's after this first suck up, he's gonna get hit on purpose. And that's basically going to give him the invincibility things, which is going to cause him to like be able to push Chauncey, get that second ball catch that's coming up too as well. It saves a little bit of time pushing Chauncey, just a bit. Sorry, he's doing a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, I accidentally pushed him back there.
Yeah. The goal is to lose your coins with that. You can push him forward, but the main goal is to just lose the coins. And here on the second rocking horse, he's actually going to intentionally take damage to use the invulnerability frames to knock the rocking horse, or the crib, and catch the ball. That's a very fast second ball catch.
Yeah, that was a good example of an audio cue right there. I had to like take off my headphones because of how just faint that audio cue is.
Yeah, some players tend to use will use audio cues for that. Some will use visual cues. It doesn't really matter which way. They're both just fine.
And we got this cutscene that's coming up. It's gonna be about a minute long, I think. Right? I think it's like a minute.
Yeah, this is a pretty long. This is like, I guess, a good time actually to explain. You guys can, I don't know. Do you have anything you want to explain? Like, you need to explain suck up animations, I guess.
So suck up animations. Whenever you suck up a ghost, there's 2 different animations that can play. It can either be a twirl or a wave. So where it just goes back and forth into the vacuum, or it sort of whirlpools into the vacuum. Twirls are faster than waves, so you'll see runners. You probably saw it all throughout Area 1. When catching a ghost, you'll see them like wiggle a lot. That's them trying to manipulate the ghost to go into the vacuum faster. It's sort of these minor optimizations that kind of go unnoticed, where you just kind of think, oh, he just has a twitchy finger, but no, just it's actually all part of the plan. So moving on to Area 2.
He's gonna head over to the washroom to get the key for the ballroom. When he's in the washroom, you're gonna notice he's gonna go for a double, where he's gonna go in the bottom left corner, and he's gonna like scare skip. At the same time, it's gonna spawn. He's gonna bring the other ghost into the other ghost just to get the double, just to get a little faster. And he's gonna get the key, like I said before, in order to get the ballroom.
Yeah, so here he's just gonna scare skip to get it a little bit faster. This is one of the few circumstances where scare skipping does save time. It allows you to get him faster to do a first frame grab. And how he set that up is he had him grab onto Luigi, and then he shook him off Luigi into each other. You're gonna see them go for that quite a lot when dealing with grabber ghosts. It's in most situations the easiest way to do it. So here he's moving out of the ballroom. Use Shy Guy doubles. Shy Guy doubles can be very difficult, especially to do quickly. There's very cycle based. Unfortunately missing one. He got the backup though before he despawned, so that's fine. These guys' hitboxes can be pretty challenging to deal with. So 2 out of 3 is not bad at all.
I took the last one really safe because I didn't want to suck on an extra max, but that was like only like 3 or 4 seconds. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, not even. Yeah. So here's the Werlindas. Unfortunately, he did not get early release. The Werlindas in this game have a chance to show their heart just 10 seconds early for no apparent reason. It happens around about 50% of the time. We don't actually know, but that's sort of just an estimation. So unfortunately he didn't get it, so it's just a 10-second time loss just from RNG, which is a big thing. RNG in this game can be pretty bad sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately, people have theorized that this was manipulated, but still no way.
Nothing.
Got poster skip here. Poster skip, you're gonna wanna, unfortunately miss it.
Yeah, you missed it. There's a poster on the other side of that wall, and you can suck it off. Unfortunately, you missed it twice. You can get the poster early. We actually get to see that's a backup double for that. You don't actually see that very often, which is really cool.
I almost never missed that, let alone twice. I don't know what happened. I think I flicked C down too much, but it's fine. It's only like 5 seconds.
Yeah, so you see that poster right there on the wall. It saves, what, it's like 2 seconds or so to take it off early.
Yeah, night like this is pretty slow, but it's not that big of a deal.
It's a little bit of a time loss. I mean, it's not, if you miss poster skip, it's not really one thing to fret over. So
I still have had sub 10 if I had to go.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever run this game, you got to say it.
Yeah. Now, do you guys want to explain the boos? Because there's a lot to say about them.
Yeah. So coming up, you just see he released all the boos into the mansion, which is cool in some twisted world. The boos are the main collectible that you're trying to get in the game. You're trying to get 40 boos for no out of bounds, 50 for 100% in all boos. And you require 40 to beat the game without going out of bounds. And you're gonna see him do something called boost strat, which is just R pumping. R pumping is where you hold L and R at the same time, and every 10 HP you let go of R briefly. This will keep the boo in place for 15 times, or 15 cackles. So you're gonna be able to get it for about 150 HP.
Yeah, and you'll see Saria gonna go for this Parlor Boo tech skip where he pulls off the sheet just a little bit, takes the boo, and while he's sucking up the boo, he's gonna suck up the cloth and the boo almost at the same time. And that's gonna skip the entire boo text, the first boo text, which saves, I think it's like 5 seconds?
8 seconds.
8 seconds, wow. Okay, yeah, so 8 seconds, there you go.
It's a big time save from that. That almost completely negates the time loss from early release. And it was actually very RNG dependent. So you notice after he gets the boo, there's actually text. If you suck off a poster, a cloth, or something, as I believe right after you get the boo,
yeah,
you can actually skip the text. And skipping that first boo's text is pretty important because he gives you a very long text box.
And you'll see Saria go straight to storage room, because storage room is actually it's faster to get storage than it is to get ballroom. So
it's just a classic case of reverse sweeping, going from the back to the front.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is just optimizing boo pumps and RNG. The fire split, which is what he's currently on, which is just getting 5 boos and then getting the fire medallion. It's one of the most RNG intensive segments in the entire game.
Yeah, So some players can lose 20 seconds if you get very bad RNG, but mainly most of the time it's just if it's decent, you'll lose like 10. The goal of Fire Split is just something that's very exciting because you know you had some good RNG, but at the same time it can not always be good RNG or bad RNG. It's mainly if like you had bad RNG, I could say it can mainly just be your read, and a lot of the times people blame it on the RNG, but it's really like I said, your read. Because your read, if you have good boo reading around the rooms, I promise, like you'll be gaining a lot of time just to know where like the boos are. And what I mean by like the boo reading, you just know the radar.
Yeah. So in the bottom right, you see there's a blue light on the Game Boy Horror. That's the boo radar. It will blink red if it's in front of you, and it will blink yellow if it's behind you. And how fast it blinks will indicate if it's close or far away. And it's extraordinarily hard to read.
Yeah, I actually don't know if this thing. The RNG has been almost really good.
You had insane RNG.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
best
this
in
is gonna
Parlor,
be
Wardrobe, and Ballroom,
really good.
and then you can answer with second best in storage.
Storage was pretty fast.
Storage doesn't matter anyway. Storage is like almost always the same.
Like, yeah, any percent has a glitch where it can bring you. You can beat the game in like 12 to like 10 minutes. It's very precise.
Yeah, world record having like an 8.5 minute time. And sorry, you're gonna see him to get the boo and then run into the ice or the fire medallion. This is called Fire Warp. It saves around about 8 seconds or so by skipping the dialogue that the fire element usually has. And it also resets the butler cycle. And it means you don't have to light the candles in the mirror room.
It's very nice.
So it's a nice time save to have, especially since it's not too difficult. It looks pretty tricky, but as long as you're able to kind of manipulate boos, you can get it pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm barely too early there, so I dragged. Oh, dang it! It's a bad mistake.
That's alright. So, right here, you're gonna see in a second the candles come around the corner. You see right there, that's the butler. You want to make sure that your butler cycle is good. So that's another reason to do Fire Warp. He can be all the way at the end of the hallway by Melody's room or the bathroom. That can actually cost like 6 seconds or so. Which is a lot considering it's just where he walks.
Yeah, it's normally just due to like, taking a long time, or missing fireworks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna notice he's not gonna collect that hat. And the reason why he does this is he's gonna go for a glitch called hack glitch, where you're gonna collect the hat on the same frame as the chest spawns.
Unfortunately, it looks like he missed it. Yeah, it skips it. You see he gets frozen there while the chest is spawning. Ideally, you don't want to do that. You would prefer to skip the animation with and override it with the hat animation. And I actually saw that he lit the mouse hole there. When getting this boo, if you go into the mouse hole at the same time as getting the boo, which you'll see in a second, it'll actually skip the text. It's a really easy text skip, which is unfortunately Japanese exclusive. It saves about 3 seconds each way. And here comes the hidden room. The hidden room can be pretty tricky. Here comes a quad, which is really flashy looking.
See if he gets this.
Oh, he unfortunately missed it. It can be pretty tricky. I think it looks like you got a pretty decent backup here, with all of them spawning at like the same spot, the same angle.
The part that makes it really difficult, it's really just the angle or the flashlight, because there could be such an awkward angle where the flashlight, like the width of the flashlight can despawn, or getting in certain kills, so it's not a surprise if you make this up. So.
Yeah. It's not a huge time loss at the end of the day. So here, he's going to be getting the laundry boo. Let's see if he goes for the tech skip in here. There's a tech skip that you can do in here, and he's going for it. Fortunately, he missed it. You can tech skip the same one that you saw in the parlor room on the first boo. You can actually do in this room with the laundry boo. It's infamous for being challenging. It doesn't save that much time, it saves like 2 seconds, and it's just really hard to do.
So, you can see at the bottom, Saria's fire is a little low. So after Melody, he probably will be going and
Grab an extra fire.
But if he might play it safe and go for like a faster strat, to where you collect all the music sheets right when they spawn. It's at like towards the chair. You collect them all at once, almost.
It's the instant sheet suck up, and I'm not 100% sure what he got.
I got SMP3
RNG. So there's 2 different songs that Melody can give you: Super Mario Bros. 3 Athletic theme and the Super Mario Bros. 1 Water theme. Depending on what it is, it doesn't really cost time, but it costs menuing time, which can be a little tricky. Well, not a little tricky, but if you're too hasty, you might accidentally override or put in the wrong answer, rather, which will lose you a lot of time, sending you out of the room. And here's actually one of the rooms with some of the most RNG in the game.
There's just so much objects in this room. Like Luke and Luigi and the spot sides, I think the piano chair and the music stands.
You can't be in the music stands, and you can't be in the piano bench.
Yeah, that's fine.
So here you see him grabbing more fire. That's not a huge thing in this game, but there's a few segments. The water area, or segment that he's on, which is, you know, from the start of the Butler cycle to now. You want to try and manage your fire. And unfortunately, it's a little too much fire. You have to get more.
Here you can't skip this. Well, you can, but it's gonna. You would really. I would not recommend it because if you're just gonna skip this text and do it with the boo, you're just gonna get sent to the floor and you have to walk all the way back. So it's literally like, don't do it. It's dumb to do it if you're gonna do it, but you can't skip that at all. There's no way you could find out a way to skip that text, unlike the fire. Same with the ice as well.
Yeah. I lost a lot of fire because in Hidden Room I accidentally shot a fireball.
Yeah, and you have to reflame all of them.
Yeah, that too. I missed the quad because I just opened the chest from the side. As soon as I did that, I actually just not gone for it. That was my fault, but I still could have gotten it, but it was really hard.
So
yeah, it would have been really risky.
He's gonna let him bark 2 times, and then on the 3rd bark, he's gonna get bit by him. You're gonna want to make sure you don't get bit those first or 2 barks, because if you get bit, that's not good, and it's a lot of time lost. So luckily he did this pretty good. He made that instant grab.
Really good suck up as well.
Yes.
So here into the graveyard, you're gonna see him try and set up this double here. This double works just by having them run into each other. You didn't see him do like the stun lock variation where you keep on pressing and unpressing your flashlight.
They came immediately.
Yeah, they just went right to it, which is really good.
Here comes Bogmire. The ghost I think has the hardest pull in the entire game, in my opinion.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's the hardest portrait ghost in the game, but he can be pretty challenging. I believe he does have the hardest pull.
Yeah, he definitely has one of the hardest pulls. You're gonna see he's gonna try and like pull in the opposite direction of where Bogmire is actually going, just to get that full on like backwards, where Luigi's gonna stand up straight instead of dragging. Because when Luigi's standing up straight, almost he won't let go or uncatch him. So we'll see if he gets this one cycle.
Yeah. This portrait ghost can be one cycle. Very tricky. Took a little sketch. Fortunately, I can go on a 19. Like I said, this has some of the hardest pulls in the game. But a really good second spawn, actually.
Yeah, but where he goes, I'm pretty sure it's RNG, and if he goes towards the middle, it's really, really hard to get him.
Yeah. So, where he got it was really good.
Yeah, that was a really good 2-cycle. Definitely.
So just like that, Bogmire done.
Yeah. That's the end of area 2.
near the right wall. Yeah, because he spawns right next to, his spawn position is RNG. You hold inputs while you're loading into the arena. There's like 2 frames of the game registers them, and if you're holding inputs, then it will just can randomize the spawn position. But because I didn't hold anything, he spawned on the bottom right, and he can go towards the right wall and just get stuck in the wall, and it becomes basically free. But he can also go all around the arena, in which it becomes really, really, really hard. So I couldn't do much there. It was gonna be a really hard one cycle. I could have done it, but it was gonna be really hard.
There's ways to influence his actions, but it can be really tricky, especially when he's just flying around the arena.
Sometimes when you just immediately lock onto him, he just starts going random directions. It can be hard to control.
So you're gonna notice, as Sari's gonna be playing throughout the game, you might have seen it already, but with the element in his possession, he's going to be doing something called flash skipping / vacuum canceling. That's basically just skipping the animation when he is pulling out the flashlight or his vacuum. It saves like about a quarter of a second, so throughout the run, if you do it like every single time, you'll be saving like a lot. So
yeah, there's like 20 to 20 something odd times where you can really do this, maybe more.
Yeah.
So that starts to add up to seconds, and seconds can really matter in a run this like this.
definitely.
Yeah, so the difference between them being a flashlight skip is when you go from a lit room to a dark room and you pull out the flashlight, you can skip that, and then a vacuum cancel is when you like are in a lit room already and you pull out the vacuum. So you shoot an element ball, like an elemental ball. So if you hold L slightly and then push it all the way to the ball, if you do that with any element in a lit room, you can skip the vacuum pull animation. Now you just do that with
And here comes the cutscene where everyone just gets surprised. It's pretty crazy to see it.
It's nutty.
It's Mario!
Mario's in a painting? Can't believe it.
Who would have thought?
It's ironic. Dude spent an entire game jumping through paintings, now he is a painting. Crazy. So, here you're gonna see him pick up this key and head out of the well. This is more of a minor thing, but you're gonna see him, you saw him go onto the well from the right side. That's actually important, because as you can see, oh well, he didn't get it, but normally you saw Luigi kind of stumble on himself there. If you're not standing on any rough terrain like a rock, well, you go onto the ladder, you can actually skip that stumble, which is just called stumble skip, and just saves like a second and a half from Luigi not stumbling.
Yeah, there's a few places where that's used at. It's usually when you like drop from a high place or go up to a high place from the ladder. That's usually where it's used.
So as you just saw there, I'm sorry you just shot water above the roof. If you shoot above the doorway, the water will go through to where it'll hit the fire above the door. So when he's walking up, he'll just immediately walk through the door instead of going all the way up and watering it. He's to wait until the door is open.
And you actually saw Sari grab that cloth as he was flipping onto the ceiling. Saria does that to set up for a tech skip in here.
Very well
he
done.
unfortunately didn't get.
Oh man,
It's barely off.
That's so annoying.
that's alright, dude. I know it's hard.
I should
Taking
have walked
that
off
from the
table.
left side
Actually, no, I
can be
couldn't.
tricky.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to get the tech skip when you go for the big before the medallion, but I do that because it's a little bit faster. But that's not a really big tech skip. The biggest tech skip you want to get is either Power Boot tech skip or maybe Bed Boot tech skip.
Yeah.
Which we'll see later on.
Coming up here, you're gonna see him hold out this element. He holds out this element to prevent getting scared. There's a few places where you do that. You don't do it all the time because you don't want to waste elements. But that's an exception because you only need this ice for Petunia, which is very fast and you need very little ice for.
I was kind of scared there.
Yeah, you're gonna need to go for Petunia first. It doesn't matter if whether you go for mana or Petunia. It's not really faster, but I noticed that a lot of people that do go for mana, they usually go for like the boost switching. So due to the boost switching, because I think if like you go for mana first, the blue won't switch or something like that.
No, they usually just go because that's just what they do first. In Hundo, it's actually more important to do Nana first, but that's for other specific reasons.
Okay, I don't know why I went there.
You go for Petunia first, because there's going to be less pearls from Nana, And pearls have lock-on priority, as you can see here from Saria. So the pearls lock on as you're getting the boo. And unfortunately,
I really tried to drag him out. It's fine. This is
Yeah.
like the best spot for him to go because he's either gonna go in here or in there, so it's fine.
just so you know, you forgot the key.
I know I have to go back and get it. So the pearls, that's like a really good example actually of the pearls losing you a lot of time.
Yeah, the pearls can really screw you over, so you ideally want to go for Nana first, because there's going to be less pearls.
No, you go for Petunia first because
Or Petunia first, because there's going to be less pearls.
Yeah, some
and
portion goes to the
Hundo-
link. Some portion goes to the link where like if you get like the big pearl of a certain ghost, the other one will spawn it, and vice versa if you don't get it.
It's actually not like that.
Oh, I thought that's how it was.
It spawns when pearls don't despawn. So
I don't know
if your pearls don't have enough time to despawn, then other portrait ghosts won't drop pearls anymore.
Oh, this is not alright.
It happens like this in Nana and Petunia. It also happens in Lydia and Neville.
You'll notice too, he doesn't have any more ice. When he's R pumping the booze, the ice actually freezes the booze in place a little bit longer. So that's very helpful. Like if like you were to freeze the boo and open the chest at the same time, it's definitely really helpful to do that.
And here in the Astral Room, you got some pretty interesting doubles and lineups and stuff. It's really cool how you can kind of manipulate a lot of the ghosts in here just so they run into each other. And you have one of the rooms with one of the hardest reads. Because of all the candles, it's challenging to know what the boo radar is telling you. So, it takes a lot of skill to read it. Sorry, it did it super well. Getting second read.
And I believe the boo can be in every object in that room, can't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except for the chandelier, but boos can't spawn in
except
chandeliers.
One thing that's worth mentioning is that boos actually do not have an equal distribution of their probability. Like some boos are in like more objects than others. Like in that room, the odds of it being in the candle is like a lot less in the cabinet. That's why I checked the cabinet first because it's more likely to be in there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of candles, so it sort of evens out in that regard.
Yeah, it does.
And first try Moonshot. A lot of people don't know this. There is actually a consistent lineup for Moonshot. It's surprising for a lot of people, and a lot of newer runners tend to have a lot of issues with it, saying, oh, it's impossible. But once you know the lineup, it becomes pretty easy. As long as you take your time, you can pretty much get it every time.
Or you can just be a madman and just shoot it right away.
Yeah. That'd be
Which
pretty
we do
nuts.
not recommend doing.
Yeah, I would not recommend instant shooting the moon. Sometimes you have a really good lineup for it, other times you really don't.
You're also noticing it. Saria collecting like we said before, items. I don't know if this was mentioned before, but he's collecting the Mario hat, the letter, the star. The left is the shoe and the glove. This is basically just for Clairvoya, just to give the items to Clairvoya to find out like the different lore behind the story, but to also continue throughout the story. So items are definitely required throughout the game.
Yeah. Clairvoya just ends up becoming a big old button mash anyway, because we don't care.
Definitely. And, now we got projection room. It's almost the same as mirror room, except instead of seeing them through the mirror, you're gonna watch through their shadows throughout the projection screen. But if you play this game a lot, you're just gonna get used to their spawn locations, so you already know where they're gonna be.
Yeah, you pretty much, once you run this game, you don't pay attention to where they are in the projector.
Yeah.
You just get them.
And that's actually for every room. I mean, the ghosts in the same exact spawn location, so they're not randomized, I think.
Yeah. If you get grabbed and you lose a ghost, then they become randomized. But at the start, they have very set positions.
Yeah. So here, I don't know if he's gonna go for it. I'm sure he will. Yes.
He's going to be going a bit more of a recent development, which is pretty much the same as the Fire Warp. Let's see. Oh, we actually got the faster version.
Hey, you got the faster. Wow.
It's like the Fire Warp. You're able to skip the text animation for the glove. And the faster version is where you actually you can see the glove animation or the glove text
crazy.
coming up.
I've never seen that live before, so it's
That
exciting.
happens if you grab after you catch the boo. There's actually a couple frames where you can move. if you move during those couple frames, there's actually a faster version of the trick, which skips the animation as well as the text. Which, that saves about 4 seconds around there.
Yeah, it's like 5 seconds, isn't it? That's what I've heard.
Yeah, somewhere.
And, he's gonna spin these helicopters. Just as
yeah, these helicopters are the bane of a lot of newer runners' existence as well.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, definitely. Definitely my existence as well.
Yeah, that was a bad spin, dude. I messed up.
Really funky.
That's alright, dude. I mean, the angle in that helicopters are hard. So the twins actually are randomized in RNG in these boxes. So the best place you want them to be in is like the 2 boxes towards the door. But
I think that's really like the worst RNG. Yeah, it's like only a few seconds, so it doesn't really matter in the end.
Yeah, but the way to find them easier is you want to use the elements. Not a lot of casual players know this, but you just use the elements to search the boxes.
Yeah, and if they shake, they're in there, and if they don't, they're not.
It's funny that they call you cheater even if you don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't do that.
If you find them legit, they call you cheater no matter what. It's hilarious. Yeah, they're a bunch of salty gamers. Oh, that was weird.
I thought that's a switch.
I thought he went in the drawer.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in the drawer. He switched out.
That's bad.
Oh, I can't really hear it, so I can't tell.
So here comes a probably. Honestly, I think it's a very challenging dude to get. If he bonks you, he will immediately leave the room. So you really gotta make sure you get him really good, and you actually came pretty close to leaving.
Don't explain the text. The blue text.
Yeah, and you saw a little bit of introduction. You saw that the text that Egad gave Saria was extremely long. Egad has a random chance to give you different length text, ranging from like 2 seconds to like 6 or 7 seconds. And it's completely RNG, and this only happens after the 15th boo. And
here comes another text skip.
Here coming a text skip, and this text skip is very important to get because of how laggy this room is. If you get a Vanguard text in here, it can be detrimental. It can waste numerous, like, you can almost double the time loss. If you get a Vanguard text, that 6 to 7 seconds turns to 12 to 14.
It's also horrible when you're on English and you get Vanguard text.
If you get English Vanguard text with like on GameCube, dude, you're done.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Man.
That's like
actually don't even on GameCube cause more lag, but
that's like a 15-second time loss just from that text alone.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to miss that text skip, dude.
Here comes Mashing Central for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
So yeah, rather than getting each item and going to Clairvoyant individually, we just get all of the items and give all of them at once, and that saves time, but it basically means you have 1 minute and 30 seconds of just pure button mashing.
Yeah, for some people, depending on how you mash, it can really not very good on your arm. I don't mash very fast, but it lets me mash for long periods of time. So generally, I'm not that tired, but I don't go through text very fast. So I usually lose time here to people that mash faster. This is where people that can mash fast can save seconds.
It's also a great spot if there's any donations.
No new donations yet, but I did want to take this time real quick to remind everybody, !donate is a wonderful little command that we have set up. It'll take you right to the Child's Play page. Definitely take a look at it, read the about us, the testimonials, everything going on with it. I don't know how much you guys have read up on this, but it is a wonderful charity that helps. Oh, actually, looks like we just got a donation in as I was saying that. Thank you so much to, I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Pip, for that $10 donation. Thank you so much. It's gonna definitely go a long way to help out these kids. And back to you.
Is incredible.
Thank you.
I've seen the Child's Play charity do loads of work.
Oh yeah, wonderful charity.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna hand it back to you.
So you actually saw we kind of skipped over a little bit, but that's all right. You saw him get the Boo and Clairvoya. There wasn't a lot.
The Boo is kind of it's similar to Astral Hall. It's more likely to be in the top left and top right cabinets and like the table, and the chairs. So usually much like top left first.
So
Yeah,
here,
definitely
don't want
ice
to forget ice.
If you forget ice all the way up till Safari Room, oh boy, it's not good. Because
You go all the way up to Safari, you search the deer head, you hold L and you see fire, or you see the blow and you're like, oh. You just lose, you just die inside. That's like 40 seconds gone.
Yeah.
But luckily,
Just from
eventually
nothing.
you get to the point where it just feels weird not getting fire. Like you just kind of have to get it. Like you don't have to think about it. It just happens.
So here, you shake the center moose head, and it'll start spawning the ghosts. And these ghosts have elemental barriers on them, so you're gonna see them hold out ice. There's a few other times that you do it, but this is the prominent time where you do it. And you're gonna see them line up this double.
Dude,
And
It's a bit of a tricky double, but really good backup.
Oh yeah.
why is, when I hold the L button, it shoots like no ice, so I had to like do that and still lose it. That was my fault.
Yeah, maybe you just have the thing turned where it doesn't shoot a lot of element.
No, I think I might have like a vacuum with those, whatever.
Yeah, just replug in your controller before blue losses.
Oh my god, dude, what is this? Oh, he switched. Oh. Why?
So
Bad RNG, dude.
this read can be pretty challenging.
Yeah, I got vacuum glitch after safe warping, I think.
So I don't know if you're gonna see him do it here. You won't. But if you use the ice, you can freeze him in place, and then grab the key.
Yeah, I lost a lot of time with that.
Alright, I'm not gonna switch over to sidestep.
I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, okay, well, in the future you'll see him switch over to sidestep. If you might actually, I don't know. But
No, I'm
if
not gonna
you-
switch sidestep.
You're
So
not.
you
I'm doing
will
great. Yeah,
see
I'm gonna do
most
standard.
runners generally do sidestep mode. Sidestep mode is a little bit easier, but it wastes like a quarters of a second to half a second about.
Yeah, but there's another
just
skip.
to switch.
Yeah, there's another skip coming up though that I find easier in standard. So
Oh, you can do Pythagoras?
yeah, I'm gonna do Pythag skip, dude. If I do manual sidestep, I do Pythag skip.
Oh, that's great.
And, you'll see a boss that if you blink once, you will never see it again.
Depends on how it goes. If it goes bad, you can blink a lot of times and you can still be there.
So
We'll have to see
here
how
we
it
have Bulossus. This is to a lot of people the most challenging boss, but to a speedrunner, Bulossus is pretty easy most of the time. If he plays fair, then Bulossus tends to be pretty simple. And you're gonna see him walk backwards with his vacuum out, and then you're gonna see him shoot an ice ball at them. So,
Oh man.
unfortunately, the Bulossus got launched.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a rough ice shot.
Let's look.
see how
Dude, I
many-
have vacuum glitch constantly holding C right. I don't know what I can do.
I said unplug your controller, bro.
I did unplug the controller, dude. Still
Oh.
doing it. Look at this. This is so dumb. It's
That's
fine. I can
not
still do it.
Sometimes the vacuum is a little glitchy, especially when like soft resetting the game.
Come on, I think there's two left.
It can sometimes lock the controller.
Yeah, that's a really annoying thing. It happened to me last time, and now it's happening to me again.
So
I lost me a lot of time. That's annoying. Oh well.
it's usually just a game thing, but yeah, it can be a little rough sometimes.
It's still happening. This is not
Uh,
good.
2-cycle on Bulossus isn't nothing to shake a stick at though.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Nah,
Bulossus has a rep to be pretty challenging sometimes, especially when your controller's being buggy.
I'm really mad about that. That's so dumb. Why did that happen? This happens a lot with my controller where it holds C right.
So, you're gonna see him during this blackout. There's gonna be I'm just gonna explain this now. There's gonna be a ghost called, as I say, Uncle RNG, or formerly known as, Uncle Grimly. He shows his heart whenever he wants. The world record for it right now is 50 seconds by HT Delta. It's super bad.
Shoutouts to HT Delta.
Yeah.
When you get a really bad Grimly cycle, it might look like you're just doing something wrong, but
no.
you're not. That's just Grimly giving you.
Unless he's disappearing, then you're doing something wrong. If
Yeah,
he's just
if-
chilling there, you're just getting screwed over by him. It happens to everybody. It's either if you get like a 50-second Gridley though, that like I might take that over like a small PP honestly.
Yeah, I'd love to take a 50-second Grimly because it's pretty funny.
Recently, Weed Eater just got a 47-second Grimly.
47? Was that today?
No, it was like 2 days ago.
Oh my
crazy.
god.
Why is this happening?
Yeah, each runner kind of has their own little personal best.
I'll have to turn that off. When did I unplug my controller? I couldn't even get the fire, dude. This is so bad.
Oh.
Why?
Is your controller like broken?
No, it's just holding constantly C right, which means I have to like. You'll see, I'll start spinning, but like if I pull out the vacuum, I start spinning for the whole C left. But yeah, that's a really bad time for it to happen. It happened when I unplugged my controller and we lost this, and it hasn't gone away yet. Like, watch.
Well, do you have another controller? I mean,
It's not my controller now. I don't know what it is.
oh,
It's not,
Did you
it's not
hold
gonna be an
these right when
issue.
you plugged in your controller?
yeah. Like, do you have another controller?
Not on me now. I have to keep unplugging it and trying. I have a cutscene here though. I'll unplug it a bunch of times and hope it works. Like if you look at my input viewer, I'm not holding anything.
Yeah, it really sucks when your controller just does this.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like ever. It sucks that it happened in a marathon. I just unplugged it like for my input viewer and my input viewer for my Wii. This is like a time where it really matters that it doesn't happen because I'm gonna be having to do hallway movements, and if I'm spinning constantly, I'm gonna be screwed.
So this is a big time to do where you're gonna see hallway movement. This is where you're gonna keep your back towards the wall and your flashlight out as you're moving back and forth. It prevents ghosts from spawning, and each time a ghost spawns, well, it didn't there, but sometimes when a ghost spawns, it will scare you, and ghosts scaring you take about a second, so it can be pretty bad.
Is it still doing it?
Oh my god, what is this?
No.
This is so bad! Oh, I'm so sorry to everybody. I can't control this.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
I've tried unplugging it like so many times, it's still happening.
I'm scared for Grimly, dude.
I have to have it fixed by then. I'm gonna go for Pythag skip though.
Miss Pythagoras skip, so normally you'll see runners go on the outside of the room, but if you go on the inside of the room and you...
I'm sorry, I have to fix this though. Like I can't do this. This is so...
Maybe pause the game.
No, I have to. It's a C stick. I can't see in the. I have to be in the overworld.
It's so bad, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that was two really fast Grimleys.
I know, dude. You got so lucky.
So Grimly, this is the guy who has a rep to show his heart whenever. So the fact that Saria managed to get him to show his heart twice pretty quick is pretty incredible. And it seems like this is just getting worse.
I don't know if I don't. There's so many things that I have to like. This is like such a big issue.
I'm plugging it throughout every time you chance, dude.
I'm trying that.
I don't know, maybe do the good old NES. Unplug it, give it a blow.
Always, if you want, real quick, when you get Cellar Boo, save on Cellar Boo.
I'm gonna save warp. I'm gonna see if that fixes it. I'm gonna save warp on Cellar Boo.
Yeah.
I'll have to do Cellar Boo spinning, but I think I can manage. But yeah, like I very much apologize for this. This is just I've never had this happen before.
So normally,
That's the marathon.
the higher runners would usually go for this boo in here. That's called Breaker Boo. It's very difficult to one cycle. So just one cycling him in general in a run is very impressive. So you can also get the double in here. Another hard thing to do. So
See him because of the C
Let's battle it.
full on the Speedy Spirit. This is an interesting challenge.
I really do not like this at all.
this is a good dude.
Do the entirety of the game while spinning.
Something like this. Alright, I can save up on this guy and hope it fixes it.
Yeah, I've never seen it this bad. I've had some bad vacuum glitches, and it's never been this bad. It usually resolves itself after one soft or after one unplug.
This would happen on blue losses.
It's happened unplugging on blue losses. That's why it's 2 cycles.
Oh.
We got one cycle.
Oh, outside. Oh, dude. See, Mario is so good. He even one cycle with the C stick.
Yeah, that boot can be really challenging because of.
I don't normally save warp here, by the way, just so you know. That's not something I normally do, but I have to fix it. Oh, it's fixed.
Yes, let's go.
Dude, I should have saved after blue lost this. Oh, whatever. Oh, I'm
It's
so
alright,
sorry. Dude, that probably locked like 30 seconds.
Yeah, at least.
Alright, man. It's not a big deal.
Actually, probably more because I didn't one cycle blue lost this angrily. Like that was really, really, really bad. Like you can even see my input viewer. I wasn't holding anything. It's just the game.
Just the game freaking out on itself, but we got it back on track now.
I guess I literally have to soft reset to fix it. I can't just unplug it.
So yeah, normally you would get Stella Boo walk all the way up to here, like normally. And next we got Toy Soldiers. It's
Yeah.
Toy Soldiers, there's gonna be 3 of them, and the blue one is the one who's actually gonna be determining your rank. So you could actually mess up, I believe, on the green and pink one. So, and you wouldn't, it still wouldn't affect your.
Yeah. This is the. Oh dang, that guy is, I believe, on example. Like, I don't think you can.
Half the time he shows up, even if you vacuum cancel and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but
It happens.
So on Toy Soldiers, you can actually, if you really wanted to, it's possible to triple them. I don't
Tripling
recommend
them
going
is
for it.
difficult.
Yeah, and you can also, a lot of times the double is really good to do. If you can learn the double, that's really good.
I'm not very good at it, and I don't want to go for it.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Going for what most runners will do is go for 3 singles or go for 1 single and a double. The difference is about 8 seconds if it's done really well. But going for all singles is usually the safest bet. Actually, just is the safest bet. And that running around in circles.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. Some ghosts just spin around you so much.
As you see, we'll be skipping this booth.
Up here on rooftop, you're gonna see I'm storing all of these. There is a you can called the Boston Burn, where you burn all of them once, and then you get the 6-piece. And it has a reputation as a bit of a YOLO strat.
This should be good.
Good backup.
Backup. These guys on the roof can be super challenging, especially when you're trying to deal with when they spawn and getting extra fire. Because you need fire for the armory room, which is coming up. And let's see if he gets it. Fortunately, you can't. Earlier during the well cutscene, during the well, you heard us talk about stumble skipping. That's the other spot where you can stumble skip. And it can be pretty tricky. That one's a lot more difficult than the one in the well. So moving on here into Armory. Armory is one of the most challenging rooms in the game. One, because of the lag, and 2, just kind of how you're traversing around the room with fire and all that. There's a very specific way to do this room. So you're going to see him use fire a lot on these next guys.
Yeah, you're gonna see him go for this triple, which I'm sure he'll get. But yeah, it's definitely one of the laggiest, and with the laggiest, making it very difficult to get all these ghosts. And he does get the triple.
That was a good armory.
Yeah, that was a really clean armory.
And next is Armory Boo, which is actually very much more difficult than normal Boo because of the lag. So when you're getting Armory Boo, you're gonna want to make sure you're paying attention to the numbers. So
yeah. So you gotta R pump at a slightly slower pace than normal, and as you saw there, you actually
that was so bad.
You can drop R pump.
Yeah, I dropped an R input. So the way, because of the lag,
the lag makes you drop those R inputs, dude.
So the game is not able to pick up the fact that, hey, I pressed R here, or I let go of R here, so it just thinks that you kept it down, which means you didn't R pump, and
you have gotten
needs to leave.
Clockwork's room is the way it works.
But yeah, he came right back. That only like cost what, like 8 seconds. At this point, with how that blackout went, 8 seconds isn't very bad.
No, I really apologize for that controller issue. That's never happened. Like it just would not. It would not stop spinning me. I literally had to just I couldn't. I probably should have saved up after Boo lost this, honestly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That sucks.
It's fine. It wasn't that big. I mean, it did cost me probably like a minute or something. But hey, it's still a run.
So now we're gonna go in the pipe room, and the pipe room is actually a room you do not need to clear to move on. So he's just gonna get the chest in this room, and he's just gonna leave. He's not gonna worry about the ghosts.
Yeah, it's actually the only room that you don't clear that you actually grab stuff from.
Yeah.
That's like the courtyard with the letter, but that's about it.
Courtyard, yeah.
So you kind of just come in here, spin the thing, and get the key, and then you leave. You'll see some runners clear this room for security because the next boo, Weston's boo, has a knack to be a little tricky.
I'm not gonna clear this room because I didn't set it up. I might have wanted to do it, but at this point I should one cycle to do.
Yeah, just one cycle it. You're a god.
A little fun thing to say. There's actually a trick in there where you could like clip through the floor and you go through the hallway.
Oh yeah, you can clip behind the chest.
Did we even explain? The category that he's running is no out of bounds. There's a glitch that you can do in the game called out of bounds.
I'm very sure you explained it like the very after Chauncey.
Yeah, it's a glitch at the beginning. You beat the game at like I said before, 12 to 10 seconds.
Like 10 minutes. And that's the second spot to do it.
But yeah, so Weston, this is Weston, he already got him, but Weston is usually considered, like, hard. I think Weston's pool is not bad because of the ice glue makes him hard.
Yeah,
the pool is not bad, the ice.
Not bad. The ice makes him not impossible, but it makes him very, very hard. I think he is the most challenging portrait ghost to one cycle, just because of that. And let's see this.
See?
That was a beautiful build.
Made up for my armory, dude.
Yeah. Giving him Vanguard text though.
Bad text.
So he's gonna be heading on up to Vanguard.
And if I play pretty good, I can get like a 101, which I'll take for losing like a minute and a half to my controller.
A 101 is still very impressive, considering what happened to you.
Yes, considering the controller issue, dude.
Yeah, so going up to Vanguard, you want to make sure you have fire, and that's about it. You should make sure you have some health as well. If you're an inexperienced runner, I definitely recommend getting a big heart from the Safari room. And
depending on if you play on English, do you explain that English takes double damage?
I did not. English, that's another difference between the Japanese version and the English version. You take double damage in the Hidden Mansion mode on English, as you don't on the Japanese version. So the Japanese Hidden Mansion is literally just an easier mansion.
Yeah, it's objectively easier.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
So some players, there's like Weston Icicles that deal like 40 damage on English, which means if you get hit by... Like if you enter with 80 HP and you get hit by 2, you die. And dying there costs like 3 minutes because you have to redo that entire segment. So just don't die there.
So here comes Fangor. Sorry, he's gonna go for 7 triples. So...
Yes, sir, I will.
Line them up, line them up. So this is where you get all the basic ghosts. They're all pretty... Vanguard actually looks pretty hard, but it's not too bad. There's a few that are pretty challenging. The grabbers and the garbage ghosts both have really strange hitboxes. That was a really good suck up there.
These guys are playing this safe. Because these guys you can really easily miss because of how they're spread out.
Yeah, like Fox said, very bad. Like that, it's terrible, man.
Like he was actually closest to that guy, and that just happened to be the guy.
That's very unfortunate.
This looks identical to my PB.
Dude, this looks identical to my Solaris.
So yeah, these guys can be super tricky. Shy guys ain't too bad. Just suck off their masks. You get them. These garbage ghosts can be pretty tricky as well. But making them look very easy.
Oh, what? How did they break off so fast? I have never seen that.
I have no idea.
You must have like choked off on a weird angle or something. And right here, the reason you get fire is to get rid of these ceiling surprise ghosts.
Yeah, that's you also do some flashlight skips to save like a time.
Yeah.
So after this suck up on Vangor, he's gonna get a group called Vangor. Normally, if, like I said before, if you were to get Breakaboo, you would just skip this group. I mean, you would just skip this group, get the key, walk out. But since you didn't get Breakaboo, we're gonna go and get him.
So we shouldn't switch because of how bad it was. Yeah.
Very risky with the pearls.
Luckily, when he's on the left side, it's a little bit easier because he's on the left side of the room.
Yeah, this is the only 300 HP you get in the Know What Abounds category. And that was a really good first
very nice.
29.
I wonder if you can get below him a 120. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Can you boot drag it? Definitely can.
He's gonna save warp here once he gets this group. It's faster than walking all the way to the Safari.
Oh, that barely worked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this should be a barely not 101. 102.
It could be 100.
No, I have to have Ender King do it like 30 seconds ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 101.08, I think.
Oh, yeah,
or
you're right.
102.08.
Yeah, you're right.
102.08 because of the controller, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse.
At least you know you could still 100, even with the controller, you know?
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but I can't think of very many things that could have went wrong with that controller, so...
Yeah, that was very, very sad.
It was handled very well.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could have not gone the top left of our empty room for like 30 seconds, but...
You got
No,
that
it was-
too, man.
It was funny, and yeah, that Gremlin made it definitely pretty cool.
So,
Alright.
here, Enter. You may wonder how we're able to call what the potential time could be. Once you enter this cutscene, it's 2 minutes from that point.
On English, it's 2 minutes from the
cycle.
first text box.
Yeah.
Due to just minor differences in text length.
I'm gonna get him down to like 120, and then I'll be like, really get like a 101.
Be a 101.
A 102.09. I'm just gonna get him really low so I get it.
Yeah, 102. Sorry, I meant to say that.
It'd be a 102.0. It'd be a 102.10 with like an average 2 cycle, or 102.09 with a really good one, which is what I'll be going for. Hopefully, I get one of my better.
Practicing King Boo like crazy.
Yes,
so
I
good.
think this is probably my strongest part of the game is this guy right here.
So you're gonna see, King Boo is not one cyclable. The 3DS version it is, but on this version it's not. So
We don't like to talk about the 3DS version of the game.
Yeah. So yeah, this is probably like I think I might actually have like the best cycle on this guy. Like I did 279 damage in one cycle, which I think might be
yeah,
best.
his first cycle he's gonna get him as low as possible. The second cycle, if he does not get the 2 cycle, he's gonna leave him for just
Oh my
about
God,
2
dude. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh,
Are you
man.
kidding me?
Yeah, sometimes the hitboxes on that can be pretty tricky. 2 cycles still possible. It's just gonna be a little weird.
Nah, I can't get it. Dude, that was so bad.
Dude, all that talk.
So you saw him there. Get hit by an ice, it can be pretty detrimental, and it will just completely screw up the cycle.
Yeah.
So,
So ideally, he'll actually stay in the starting position that he was in.
Come on, dude.
but like I was saying before, so since he didn't 2 cycle, he's gonna just keep him above 200, because if you go below 200, he's gonna put his head on backwards.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, so they're at a 104, or 204, not 104.
Fast 3, dude.
So the difference between the fast 3 and the slow 3 is about, it's like a 10 to 15 second difference.
Fast and slow 3 is like 10 seconds, yeah. Hopefully I don't get a slow 3. I really do not want a slow 3. Considering all the mistakes I already made.
So
Time is coming up.
yeah, time will come up as soon as Kingu enters the vacuum.
I'll do it. And time. Alright.
I like a 102, 39 or 40 or something. I don't know, dude.
40.
Yeah, oh man.
That 102.40? It's still a little behind for me.
Yeah, but yeah, that was Luigi's Mansion. I had a bunch of mistakes, and that controller issue really did hurt me a lot.
It made the run unique.
It did, you know what? That is true. It did make the run very special. This would have been like any other marathon run.
It made it look a lot of really interesting.
Especially with the controller issue, man.
Yeah, so yeah.
Wouldn't want to dream of it. So yeah, this is Luigi's Mansion. This was the main category for No Out of Bounds.
If anyone would like to join, I definitely encourage you to, because the tutorials and the help we have on the community is just fantastic.
Great. And if you're interested in running this game, I recommend going to speedrun.com/Luigi's Mansion. In there you can see tutorials and the leaderboard and our Discord link. We're very welcome to having people join, and actually recently today, it actually was released 8.5 hours ago, there was a world record history video for the No Out of Bounds category released. And it's very in-depth.
For that world record too.
Yeah, shout out to Pablo Bleep 10, spelled PABLOBLIEP 10. Shout out to Joven4, that's JOVIN4, Snap32, or Snap34, Snap64, whatever you want to call him. Snap32 is on Twitch.
Yeah,
And then
they're
shout out to HD Lax and
Shout out to Red for getting sub hour.
yeah. These are besides Red. Those runners are a lot of the runners who are currently contending for world record. And
yeah, it's mainly right now. It's currently Joven, Snap, and Pablo. Blue Hits, he might come back. Which also Blue Hits as well. HD also might get back into this game eventually. So yeah, you guys, if anybody wants to see a very high level competition in this game, it'll be very entertaining. I very much recommend joining our Discord and get all the updates and stuff. And yeah, that's where all the top players and all of us runners just chill.
GG against Daria.
Yeah, GG, man.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, that was an awesome run.
that was very awing.
That's a controller issue, man.
All right, anything else before you go?
No,
Thanks for
That's
having me.
yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Earl Grey with Super Monkey Ball, Banana Blitz HD, and this is actually where I say goodnight to you guys, because it is the end of my hosting shift. No worries, though. You're going to be in great hands, and you know what? If you're going to miss me that much, I'll be back tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of the runs. I'm sure I'm going to be in and out of chat, and yeah, definitely, once again, exclamation point, donate. We'll get you that donation page. Take a quick look at it. You know, if you can donate, any little bit helps. If not, no worries. You being here is a wonderful support as well. So I think that's it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you in just a bit.